Hey guys, welcome back. I'm super excited to be here again, and today I am shooting from my bedroom. And the reason for that is because this is where I've been dealing with my pride, and I'm going to go on to a second, maybe even a third week on this season of my life because it has honestly been one of the most revealing things about myself. And the season I just came from was patience, and I'm starting to see why I needed patience before I learned how to humble myself. Um, there's so much pride that has been built in my life. And when I accepted Christ in my life a year ago, I remember the feeling of just a fresh start, and which I still have that fresh start, but there's still things from your old life that try to creep up on you. And for me, it has been pride. It has been thinking of myself as a better or better than somebody, thinking of my work as great. Everything I do, I'm like, oh, that's so good because it came from me. Um, And the one thing I have that I've been studying pride for about the past week and a half, and the one thing I found out was if you have pride, you are insecure. When I heard that, instantly, I knew that's me. I am the most outgoing. Uh, I love to make jokes and I love to be energetic, and I just put all my energy into spending time with people. Uh, Part of that is out of my insecurity. It is not confidence, but it's actually insecurity. And I try to talk my way out of that. I try to pump myself up. I try to talk good about myself or do things that I know are good for me. And I try to make those things, how can I say it? I try to make those things okay to do. I try to make it, I try to make my talking make up for the pridefulness. I try to reach out to people and pretend to be humble about something, but I'll kind of make a comment that makes it not humble. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't get to do this or I didn't get to do that part. I don't know. It's hard to explain that. But there's things that I would say to people to make them go deeper into asking a question so I could get gratification for something that I did. My insecurity has been something I've been dealing with for years, honestly, since I could remember. I know that I lacked getting uh, words of affirmation as a kid and even in my teens and growing up. And the only time I got those words of affirmation was in relationships. So as I dig through pride, I'm learning on why I had such a problem with dating. I learned that I was so insecure that I needed to get approval from women. And I'm praying with one of my friends. And the one thing he says is, that God was telling him was, Moises, you go to women because it's easy to get compliments for them and it's easy to feel good for when they talk good about you. And in that moment I started breaking down and crying because that is been the truest thing the truest statement I've ever heard in my life, and it only could have been God that knew that about me. Never once did I ever show insecurity to anybody. I'm usually upright, walking with a swagger, moving in a way to really shield that part of me so nobody could find it. I talk, I joke around, but all of it is a result to my pride, and it's due to my insecurity as well. So to deal with this, I had to accept that I was insecure. Um, I won't. I have to say, since I've been dealing with God about it, since I've been praying about it, it has been he has shown me the gap of a piece missing from my and from my heart, and he has been replacing it with his words for me. His I've been learning my identification in Christ. I've been learning where's my position as a son. I've been learning how much God loves me. And for me, that has been the most impactful thing that I could learn in this season. I'm telling you, pride has been a killer for me. So the reason I always chase after or well, I'm gonna say this is my hardest battle is even in working at Aldi. when a beautiful girl walks in, I picture myself with her, just so, and I'm like, okay, like this girl has some potential, cute smile, nice eyes, blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, this girl can be it. And the reason I do that is because I know getting in that relationship, we will look good together. I know that us looking good together will bring compliments in and will allow me to have a person that will speak good words to me, kind words to me. And I've been trying to replace something that is God's position with a woman or with somebody else, to like a friend, to do it for me. And I have not humbled myself about it. I have not admitted that this was my problem. I honestly didn't really know that pride was the true issue to this. But ever since I've been learning, I have been releasing that part of me, and God has been bringing in His word and bringing in His strength where I am weak. And I'm so thankful, because this has been the hardest thing, of one of the hardest lessons of my life. And without patience, I'm not sure how, if I would even made it through this season. I think I would have went through a little denial phase and try to be like, oh God, no, this is not my problem, and try to move on. But it has been nothing but beneficial. I'm so thankful to the Lord, so thankful. It's only something He can do. He brings out things that are hard to deal with, but that need to be dealt with for our good. And I truly believe that. I truly believe we have to submit ourselves to the Lord, because He knows what our purpose is. He knows that He knows He's God. Like, you know what I'm saying? He knows everything. Um, but I'm learning to just love people for who they are, love people authentically, like actually getting to know them, not just like, oh, how are you doing? Well, waiting for them to ask me how I'm doing. Um, but really just loving them and speaking life into them, and being able to say, how are you doing? And listen to them without worrying about how I feel. We're called to this earth to serve other people. We're called to this earth to help other people, people in need. And nowhere in the Bible does it talk about, or nowhere in the Bible does Paul talk about helping himself. I talked about that last week. And here I was trying to help people, which I authentically was trying to help them. But one of the reasons I was helping them was so that they can turn around and ask how I'm doing, so then I could talk about myself. This has been the hardest season of my life, for sure. The most progressing, though. The more that I started giving up in the past week and a half, the more God picked up for me. I encourage you, whatever God pulls on your heart to do, you listen to Him. I deleted social media because for me that was temptation. I was looking at women like, oh, who can I message? Who can I do? That was a battle for me. And now the Lord is showing me things. He's brought me back to the root of my issue. And I'm not even doing anything. At this point, I'm surrendering myself, asking the Lord to show me what's wrong, reading the Bible. Reading the Bible is very important if you want to grow and learn what God has for you, His promises, His plans for you. And where was I going with that? Reading the Bible. Come on. Where are my Moises? And that's really, I don't know. That's basically how I've been going through this season, is just reading the Word and allowing God to shape who I am, and just bring me up and rebuild me, really. Oh, now I know. The more I gave myself up, the more I said, Lord, I'm done trying out of my own will. I'm done trying to set up dates. I'm done trying to help people just for them to ask me things. The more I gave that up, the more God started working in my life. The more He started opening up doors, giving me ideas, just blessing me with His presence. Like, it's been the most beautiful time with God that I've ever had, because at this point I am at my weakest I've ever been, and this is when God picks me up and wipes the dirt off and starts to show me who I really am. So as I go through this season of pride, I encourage you to just find what God's will is for you. Find out what's stopping you from going to the next level, and just submit yourself to God. He knows all. He will protect you. He goes before you. And I just believe that He has the best intentions for us. I'm at this point in my life, I am just ready to share Jesus. I am in love with Jesus. Oh, I can't wait because I know that people need Jesus right now. People are lost, people are hurting, and I know that. I know that for sure. And it doesn't matter how much money or food we give out, because at the end of the day, it will never fill that hole that we need God to fill. It's something that only God can fill. But this has been, like I said, my biggest battle, and it's been the cause to most of my breakups. There was a long distance relationship that I had, and the reason it didn't work out was because I said, long distance is too much work, and I didn't put in any effort. But the real scenario to that was I needed somebody present, like literally next to me, telling me how great I was or how good I was, for me to feel accomplished, for me to feel manly enough to make money to carry on with life. And that is so sad because you do so much damage to so many good people because of problems that you don't deal with. I don't look back at my past and think, oh, I didn't have the right information. I didn't have the right light. I didn't have God with me at the time to show I didn't allow him in to show me what was wrong at that time. So at that time, I truly thought I was right. Even without knowing what was going on, I was being deceived by the devil. And until God gave me the revelation he revealed it to me and showed me the light of why that was not right, I thought I was right. And I always thought I was right. Every argument winning arguments used to boost my pride. I used to be like, oh, I was right again. And I would have a chip on my shoulder and I would walk away with the person being hurt, the person trying their hardest to get through to me. And I'm walking away with a chip on my shoulder and one less support system that was really helping me out. I've done this multiple times. I've done it to multiple people. And I'm so thankful that this is finally being exposed, that it's something I don't have to hide anymore, that I could be insecure right now and let the Lord build me up. I know God has things planned for me, and I know I had to deal with this first. And I just hope that this helps somebody today. Just deal with something that you've been fighting to deal with, no matter how embarrassing it is. It's embarrassing to say that I look at women just to compliment me. That's pretty, it sucks pretty bad to say. But I know I had to say it. I say the hard things. When I first made this YouTube, I always said I will be authentic, I will give my full, and that's not what I've done. I've still buried some of the truth. I still haven't said everything I was supposed to say. And now it's the time to do it. Now it's the time to start telling the truth all the way. Say the things I'm really struggling with so that people could really get set free. But I encourage you this week, go talk to Jesus and find out what's holding you back in your life, and allow him to really start healing your heart and bringing you to the person you're supposed to be, because he is so good and he's so loving, he's so kind, he's grateful, forgiving, he's a leader. Jesus has done everything for me. I can't take any credit for where I am today. If people give me a compliment today, I have to say it was all Jesus, because it was. I'm thankful to say it. I'm thankful I don't have to try to be prideful about that anymore. And I just wish, I'll be praying the best over everybody that watches this, and hope that through your battle and your navigation, that you just allow Jesus us to come in the room and really just start talking to you and fixing you up. And I think that's my biggest prayer for everybody watching this. Well, thank you for watching. Longer video than usual, but it needed to be done. Now my big secret's out of being insecure when I seem to be one of the most confident guys out there. But it's what I had to do, and I'm so thankful that I got to do it here. Well, thank you guys. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks again, and we'll see what the topic is then. Hopefully not this again. Hopefully I'll be moving on, or in a different place with pride. But see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.